All right, so this video, as the title says, we're going to be talking about rotations for Techter, specifically wand, giving the Techter expansion. But we're going to focus on making sure that your rotations do not grief the party. So, before we start, let's talk about rotations. Rotations are essentially, what is this class's bread and butter combos? What are the things that I should be doing? What are the go-tos, right? Techter really only has one rotation, technically two, but when we get into wand lovers, but really one rotation. And that rotation is what we call pursuit loops. Not Fruit Loops, but pursuit loops, element pursuit loops, which I guess you could think of as Fruit Loops, given the rainbow. This is essentially the thing that we are striving to achieve 24/7. If we could do this without fail, then we have essentially optimized our play. However, we know that is not possible. So instead of thinking of Techter wand as rotations, think about it as, what are all the things that I need to account for or do given the situation to maintain the pursuit loop as best as possible? So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through a flowchart. This is one of my first flowcharts. I don't do this for a living, so bear with me. We're going to go through this. When you look at this flowchart, and I'll have it also posted on a Google Doc or somewhere, you can start this from anywhere. So what you'll have to take into account is, where am I? And then what do I need to do to maintain pursuit loops? So even though I have a start, this is just an example. And this is a very simple example, haven't gone into wand lovers, but if you understand this, you can understand how wand lovers works. And not getting into downs and downstate combos and things like that. We're focusing on that main rotation. So anyway, let's start. Let's say we're in a neutral position. I've got wand element applied, so we're not going to worry about doing those things. So the first question you can ask yourself in this situation is, am I close to the target? And let's say, no, I'm not. So we work our way all the way down. Well, we're going to use either an uncharged tech skip beat, or if you have certain blocks like Barta Blot or Megid Sphere, a charged tech into skip beat. Why? Because skip beat is our gap closer. So this gets us close to the target. But now that we've gone through the skip beat chain of the flow, next question we have to ask ourselves, this is timing. Is an attack incoming? What that means is, can I counter the enemy attack? If no, you go directly from skip beat to wand EX attack, or the fourth normal. Due to the Techter expansion, the fourth normal is not only more powerful, but it also builds element pursuit as well as wand counters and charge swift smash. However, if there is a counter, you have to ask yourself another question. Do I have wand lovers? If I do have wand lovers, then I'll still follow up with the wand EX attack, because with wand lovers, this is a very, very strong ability that will also provide guard frames. If I do not have wand lovers, the ideal or the optimal action is to wand parry counter. You can still wand EX attack. So you can imagine that there's a dash line between this node to wand EX attack. But if we wanted to focus on optimal or ideal, wand parry counter. Now, you have to ask yourself, next decision point, have I built element pursuit? If yes, then I'll use element pursuit. Perfect. Is there an attack incoming? Yes, wand parry. And now you can do this loop as much as possible to build element pursuit again, and then use element pursuit. Chances are that's not going to happen, but you never know. So I've used element pursuit, an attack is incoming, yes, I'm going to wand parry counter it. It's really all I can do. You can sidestep, there's different situations, but essentially a wand parry or step counter is going to be the likely best option, But now, do I have wand element pursuit? Chances are no, I do not. So after this counter, I ask myself, is there an attack coming? Let's say no, there is not. Okay. We ask ourselves again, maybe I need to apply wand element to do this skip beat. And then I can once again, after pursuit, go into this skip beat, wand DX attack normal or wand counter parry. But now I'm close to the enemy. So yes, I have to ask myself, is a counter opportunity presenting itself? Yes. Okay. Do I have wand element pursuit? Yes. Okay. Element pursuit. Once again, is an attack incoming? No. Ask myself. Boom. Uncharged skip tech beat. Why? Because I just used element pursuit. I don't have any element. I want to reapply it. I want to start that chain going. And then once that chain is going again, I'll get myself back here to yes. I am close. Is there an attack incoming? Yes. Wand parry counter? Yes. Do I have element pursuit this time? No, I do not. Where does that take me? Back here. It'll follow the arrow. I know it gets a little tricky. I should color this. But imagine we're back to, okay, is there an attack incoming? If it's yes again, we go back to wand parry counter. If no, then we start getting into our photon arcs. We start getting into what is considered the pursuit loop. And it's right here. Can I charge Swift Smash? So CSS is charge Swift Smash. This is essentially what we're aiming for all the time, whether that's T2 or T3. Granted, how you use these tech art variations will change how you have to adjust this flow. So let's simplify it and say, no, I can't. Let's say there's not enough time because I know the enemy is going to attack. Wave crash. Now you have a decision to make. But let's go back and say, yes, I can use charge Swift Smash. Okay, then you're going to use charge Swift Smash. Both of these options require you to make a decision. What is the first decision? Do I have element pursuit? And then you would work your way through that chain if you do. If you don't, you have to ask yourself another question. Do I have skip arts? Now, what are skip arts? Skip arts is when you use either wave crash or swift smash in sequence. So that could be wave crash, swift smash, swift smash, swift smash, wave crash. Any of those combinations will unlock skip arts. Now, what does skip arts allow you to do? It allows you to skip your normal 1, normal 2, go directly into normal 3, which then goes directly into your wand EX attack, or normal 4. So, do I have skip arts? No. Okay. Well, is an enemy attack incoming? Yes. You do the whole wand parry counter loop. No, you go back to, can I charge Swift Smash? Is there a wave crash if I can't charge Swift Smash within a certain given time? Once again, it drops you back into this decision node. Do you have element pursuit? If yes, you follow that path. If no, you likely now have skip art. So yes, I have skip arts. Is an attack incoming? No. Now you have a decision to make. You can either use wand skip arts, normal 3, normal 4, or you can go back and use charge Swift Smash. Caveat here, the reason why this decision node goes directly to charge Swift Smash is because you only want to use charge Swift Smash if you have the time for it. If you don't have the time for it, do not use wave crash. You want to go with the optimal answer, which is wand skip arts. And then from wand skip arts, ask yourselves, did I build element pursuit? If yes, you follow through the element pursuit path. If no, you go through this loop again. Now, let's go back to skip arts. We had just talked about the decision node. Let's say, yes, I have skip arts. Is an attack incoming? Remember, we were talking about there's no attack incoming. Yes, there is no counter opportunity that is immediately available. Okay. Do you have wand levers active? And now you've seen this before. If no, wand, parry, counter. And then you run through that loop and cycle again. If yes, wand, skip arts, normal 3, normal 4. Once again, wand levers empowers your normal attacks. In addition to wand EX attack or your 4th normal being very, very powerful, so is normal 3. So during wand levers, this is ideal. And then of course, once again, do you have element pursuit? Yes, element pursuit. Perfect. Is there an attack incoming after pursuit? Yes. Wand counter. Is there element pursuit after that? No, you work your way through the flow. But if there's no attack incoming, chances are because you use element pursuit, you are going to be at a specific distance. Once again, I am not close. So we go through our uncharged tep skip beat loop. If you have element pursuit, great. You kind of run this again. If not, you're going to then, once you go through your skip beat wand EX attack loop, and you don't have an attack incoming that you can wand counter, you're going to run this flowchart again. So ideally, and I'm going to use Swift Smash T3 as the example, what you essentially want to do is charge Swift Smash, skip arts to either N3, N4, or another charge Swift Smash to get you to element pursuit. So the entire pursuit loop starts as uncharged tech skip beat into either wand parry or wand EX attack. This gets you a large portion of your pursuit meter. If you can pull this off, then doing charge Swift Smash times 3 will automatically build element pursuit, or charge Swift Smash times 2, skip arts, wand skip arts, or even wand parry. That entire sequence, that loop or that rotation will get you element pursuit. And so after element pursuit, once again, uncharged tech skip beat, EX attack or wand parry, get that large chunk of your pursuit, and then run through the pursuit loop. Now, if you have faster enemies, your chances are, instead of using charge Swift Smash, you're gonna be using wave crash. And you can run the same sequence using wave crash. Wave crash is not ideal on slower enemies or where there are not opportunities to counter. But it might be ideal for faster enemies where you can't use charge Swift Smash. There's a lot of counters. And so your ability to build element pursuit is relatively as fast as it were with the charge Swift Smash pursuit loops. This is essentially how you want to think about the basics and the foundations of Techter. The idea is to build element pursuit as quickly as possible. Your uncharged tech skip beat or your charged tech skip beat rotation, we can call it, is really just to apply wand element, get some initial element pursuit, and close the distance. But once you're within that distance, you want to concentrate on the top of the flowchart. This is what you're striving for. There is an optimal path, but then you have to understand the situation and understand where you need to deviate, where the situation is to get you to element pursuit. So the rotation in itself is very simple. The trickiness in how you play Techter is figuring out, where am I, what's the situation, and what should I be doing given the situation to get this element pursuit. Now, of course, I have left out some things, I've simplified some things, but this is essentially how you want to think about it from the basics. If you were to say, I want to be Unga Bunga, but I don't want to grief, this is what you want to come to understand. And then you can take this knowledge and apply it to the other different situations when you start getting into wand lovers, when you start getting into down combos, when you start getting into those other things. For all you new Techters out there who are not interested in the expansion, of course, all you old ones who really just wanted to get a sense, start with this, build from this, and understanding that it's not about the rotation, it's about everything surrounding the rotation. That's the hard part. That's what it means to be, I guess, a high-level Techter player. As you can see, it's Unga Bunga, but it's Unga Bunga that requires some thought. And so other than that, let me know any thoughts or questions in the comments, and I will catch you all next time.